Hey, how's it going, you guys? I'm going to go over how you can use ByBit to start scaling your Bitcoin assets. I'm going to go over the basics, how to change your graph, how to do an order, and strategies that I use to make sure that I don't lose any trades. Alright, cool. Let's get right on into it. So first things first, the very basics is the graph on the left-hand side. You can basically edit each candle interval. Right now it's set to 5 minutes per candle by clicking over here on the top left hand side, and this will change the minute intervals here. You can go by hourly intervals here, by day, 1 week, and 1 month. Also, you can add and remove indicators just by clicking right here and on the indicator screen, and you can search by keywords. The ones that I have set up is Bollinger Bands, volume, and RSI. You personally don't have to use the exact same indicators that I do, but if you are to trade and you're going to go by a graph, I don't actually recommend using ByBit's graph. If you're going to do something, if you're going to do trading professionally or make it a side income, I always recommend getting a second monitor and having what's called TradeView open on that monitor. That way you can have a better, more realistic view of the price action of Bitcoin, and you can add more reliable indicators on your screen. So right now I have the TDS sequential, or the TD sequential, EMA lines, and some basic graphs that I've written myself, and the MACD. I can leave that information for you guys in the description below. It's 100% free unless you were to upgrade to more pro edition. I personally just use the free edition of TradeView. Alright, cool. So now that we know how to make adjust your graph and all that fun stuff, let's go over the basics of setting up an actual order. On the top right hand side, you'll see the option to do a limit or a market order. Personally, I only ever enter or exit the market with a limit order, and I'll explain to you why when it comes to ByBit's fees and all that fun stuff. Alright, cool. Before you set up an order, you have the option to adjust what's called leverage. So let's say, for example, you are trading with $1,000. You can adjust your leverage so you can trade as if you have more money. You're basically borrowing money from the system. So if you have $1,000 and you switch it to 2x leverage, you'll be trading as if you are earning $2,000. Trading as if you have $2,000. Sorry. I personally only ever trade with 10x leverage or less. And the reason being is because not only does it multiply your earnings, but it also multiplies the scalability of the market in the sense. So if you were to do a 10x long order, and so you're predicting the market to go up, if the market were to go up 1% at 10x, you'll be earning as if it went up 10%, and so on and so forth. So if you go up 1% at 2x, you'll be earning as if it went up 2%. And because of this, I only recommend using a part of your wallet and not ever using 100% of your wallet in a single trade. It's extremely risky, and I'll explain why you can use this to your advantage to make sure you actually never lose a trade. Alright, cool. So let's do a limit long order at 9,600. I'm only going to use 5% of my wallet, which is what I normally recommend entering a trade with, is only 5% or less of your wallet. And post only will make it so that it makes sure it posts on the order book and it counts as a limit order in case the price action is actually really close to the order price that you have set up. Cool. So now when you click on buy long, this will pop up. And what this is basically a summary of how you can set up take profits or stop losses and all that fun stuff. So if you want to have it so that it automatically takes profit, let's say at 9,650, so it's about $50 above the price that we are entering the market at, it'll tell you the estimated profit, it will be less than this. And the reason why is because when you do a take profit, it triggers as a market order rather than a limit order. And a market order charges you a fee for being a taker of the market. If you do a limit order, it would actually pay you a commission. So what I always recommend, especially if you're near your computer or your phone, is once your order fills at 9,600, don't come on here and set up a don't do a take profit. You can actually click on your active order and you can do what's called a close by limit. So it closes as a limit order rather than a market order at this price. And what will happen is you'll get a maker rebate bonus. And that bonus is actually pretty lucrative. Now I'll explain to you the bonus right after I'm done showing you this screen here. Alright, cool. So if you go to click on stop loss, what this will do is, since we're doing a long at 9,600, if the market were to go against you in a negative way at, like, say 9,550, you can have it so that it will accept the loss at this price, and if it were to continue to keep going down, you won't keep generating more and more losses if the market were never to recover back at this price again. However, there are methods that I use to make it so I don't have to use a stop loss for anything negative like this. I can show you how you can do it for a positive, in a positive way in another video. Otherwise, this video is going to be super long. Alright, cool. So then you just click on confirm once you're done. I'm personally not going to enter this trade. I'm just doing it for example purposes. And also this screen is actually really helpful in terms of showing you the liquidation price. So since we're doing a limit buy long at 9,600 at times 10 leverage, it'll show you what price you'll be liquidated at. So if the market were to ever reach at this point, you'd lose 100% of your position. So if you're putting in, say for example, $1,000 into a trade and it were to become liquidated, you'd lose 100% of that $1,000 and be completely gone. That's the dangers of leverage. So I usually recommend staying away from it unless you become more experienced in the area or you have signals that are very reliable that you could follow. Alright, cool. So now that you know how to do a order, I'm going to explain to you how you can go about taking advantage of what's called a maker rebate. So going over here, one sec here, I'm just going to pull up a calculator. Alright, cool. So let's say, for example, you're trading with $1,000 on ByBit, and you are using 10x leverage times 10. So you'll be your trading power will be as if you're trading with $10,000. What the maker rebate is basically it'll pay you based on the amount of contracts that you have active. So you have 10,000 contracts or $10,000, and the maker rebate is 0.0025% of your contract order. So you'd make $25 no matter what the closing price is of your order. So what I mean by that is, let's say for example you enter the market at $9,700 and you left the market with a limit order at $9,700.50, only a 50-cent gap. You're going to get paid the profits from that trade plus the maker rebate of $25. Roughly, that's usually about roughly what the maker rebate is. The longer you're in a trade, however, when you're trading with leverage, you can get hit by what's called funding fees, and you'll see right here what the funding fee is and when it'll hit your account if you have a position that's active for that long. For example, right now the funding fee that's going to hit next, if I were in a trade right now and it stayed active for longer than 2 hours and I was using leverage, I'll be charged 0.01% of the amount of contracts that I'm using in leverage. Hopefully that's not too complicated. Also, if you're in a fast-paced trade and the volume is going extremely fast, and you want out, and say, like, for example, the market was going up and it started to get rejected, and you don't have time to do a limit out, you can do what's called a market, and you can close your position with the market as it's become rejected, so you can capitalize as much gains as you possibly can. So now that we know the basics of how to set up a buy long, it's the same thing with the sell short. Basically, you would predict the market to go down. Let's say, for example, you think that the market is getting rejected again at 9,740. You do a sell short. You click confirm, and now whenever the market price were to reach this point, the moment that it hits this, you'll fill your order, and the further it goes down from this price point, the more money you'll make. And if you decide you want to adjust the price of this, you think it's you might have to adjust to go a little bit a lower cost, and you don't think it's going to fill, you can click right here, and you can edit the price right here, and then click confirm. Or if you find the volume is going really fast, starting to go up, you can quickly adjust it so that's at 9,750, for example, and that way it'll go up around this peak point here, and you can have it fill at a better price value. If you're going to bed and if you can't sleep because your order is active and you're afraid you might fill and miss out on stuff, you can either set up a take profit and start it all over again and have a take profit set up, or you can just click over here and cancel your position. But yeah, that's the basics of doing a sell short. Now I want to go over what's called like dollar cost averaging strategy. Let's say, for example, you entered the market at 9,700 and you're doing a buy long order. Sometimes what happens is the market will go against you. It happens a lot. People get really frustrated and quit trading because of it. Let's say we'll go at 9,700, and you can do, let's say, like 2% of your wallet and do a buy long, confirm. Once this fills, you can add to your position. So let's say, for example, the price were to keep going down, and it kept going down until the next micro support, around 9,675. It could fill right here, and what would happen is you would get a dollar cost average of your position. They'll combine together as one order, and your new order will be right around, let's say, 9,687. So once the price of Bitcoin were to reach this and then start going above this point, you would then start earning profits from that point going forward. If that's too much to understand, I have a little sheet, like a cheat sheet that you can use. I'll leave a description. I'll leave it in the description. I'll leave the link in the description below so you guys can copy it from there. If you guys ever have any questions in terms of trading or ByBit or any of that fun stuff, don't ever hesitate to ask. You can leave it in the comments section below. I also have a Discord that you guys can jump on in. It's free for 7 days or $20 a month, so you can copy my trades. Or if you sign up using my ByBit link, it's free for life. You guys can ask me as many questions as you like through there. But yeah, if you guys have any interest of having me create more videos based on specific strategies and all that fun stuff, I can do that for you as well. Just leave it in the comment section below and I can start creating those videos for you. Have an amazing day and thanks for watching.